Okay, so I made a little booklet. And so the first page, I painted the American flag saying land of the free, but in the corner it says terms and conditions apply. So this book kind of outlines the terms and conditions of being in America today. So this picture symbolizes how the thing accepted that's in the heart, that is loved by society, is being a male, white, heterosexual, able, speaking English, and then being young. So this is the age range mainly people look for, and then being college educated and being part of the upper middle class. And these other symbols represent kind of what's pushed on the outside of society and what people don't really regard as being a part of the mainstream society. So like being a construction worker to represent the working class, or being black and in handcuffs, representing how people are quick to arrest those who are of color. And then this puzzle piece represents people on different cognitive levels. So this is like people with autism, and then people who speak Spanish, and then this is just like a different religion. And this is like being female. This is being like the gay flag. And then this represents like being an older adult. And this represents being disabled and any type of disability. And then this represents being on food stamps, so being lower class. And then this represents the trans flag. So it's just like the main focus of society and who society really likes and who society helps out more. And then what's kind of on the outside of society. And then this painting represents equality, how everyone is given the same thing, but only the tall people can reach the apple in this picture. And then how equity, it gives people what they need to be able to reach that apple that otherwise could only be reached by the tall person. This drawing symbolizes how it's just straightforward and upper incline for men, especially in like businesses, how they can reach the top by a simple stair climb and it's easy, whereas for the woman it's kind of hard and these stairs don't quite make sense and they're just illogical to reach the top, and it's a lot more work. You have to, whereas the men can just take steps forward in their career, women have to kind of jump and climb up to get there. And then this shows a woman, she has her stack of papers for work, but when she comes home, she's also left to the dishes and food and everything, while the guy only has to do his one job. So it shows the double shift of women having a job at work and then coming home to do more work. This shows how like people of color and women have to battle different things to get to the same place. And it's harder for them because they're already tied down and there's more obstacles, whereas men, they kind of have a straightforward run to the finish line, and how white privilege can't really see what she's going through because he thinks it's the same distance. Even though the race isn't exactly fair, he's saying, what's the matter? It's the same distance. This just shows how people like to poke and prod at people that they don't understand, and how curiosity is kind of unfair to the people who are looked at as a specimen or look at as some science experiment just for this person's sake of this person's curiosity. This shows a disabled person in a kind of a tank, and it says danger live specimen, and the scientist is saying, you know, sometimes I think he understands everything I'm saying. So it's viewing them as lesser than because of their disability or because of their race or gender identity or sexual identity, and how it's a thing for this guy just to poke fun of and ask questions about and like use as a tool to study. And this painting shows kind of intersectionality and how it comes together and blends to form a complete person, and how it's kind of confusing. I did the colors conflicting and overriding with each other because it makes it confusing. You have different colors coming in from all angles to represent how intersectionality is large, and then how it comes to create the individual from all angles. And then this last page of my little book here, it shows an empty desk with the only materials that this person at this desk has is a paper and a pencil, and that's all that they're left to do their schoolwork. And then this setup here is from a more privileged aspect, and how showing how being privileged and having wealth and coming from an upper family can affect education. And so this person has a laptop and an iPad and an iPhone and all the textbooks and a scientific calculator and a hydro flask and earphones and just a bunch of highlighters and markers and stuff like that, and a graphic calculator over here, and how it shows the report card is higher, so this person has all A's because they have all the materials they need for school, whereas this person is lacking the resources, so they have a lower grades. So this was my final project for Social Work 330, and just showing what I learned. And so basically overall what I learned is that America, which is known for being the land of the free, actually does have terms and conditions, and this book goes over those specific terms and conditions.